Deborah Cowen from University of Toronto, who's also a geographer, but also supporting the strike and involved in a lot of the same things that many of you are. So,
yeah, great. Hi guys, thank you guys so much for everything you're doing. I mostly just wanted to come and say thank you, to bring some support and hopefully some warmth, spiritual if not physical, from downtown and some solidarity. The downtown sausage factory where I now work is inspired by you all. I mean, I think at the 80% that Vanessa Lamb just told me about, I got the text about the positive strike vote last night, but Vanessa told me it was at 80%, and I think that's largely due to the kind of solidarity that's happening citywide right now. I also know from having been on a picket a few years back in February downtown that being on the line in this kind of weather is not a lot of fun, especially when you have people pulling up and you're not sure, we were just talking, Heather and I, about you're not sure whether they're going to try and drive into you or give you Timbits. And that kind of unpredictability is really hard to work with. I work with some unions who are facing some pretty severe stigma when they take labor actions. They're actually called terrorists now, and I don't think we're at that point yet. But I think you guys are getting a lot of shit out from a lot of people out there, the media in particular. So I just wanted to say thank you all. I also wanted to just report a little bit of my own experiences from the downtown sausage factory of neoliberalism in neoliberal academies. One thing when Neil was talking that I was reminded he said once about a Columbia strike was that the universities are large transnational corporations with large real estate holdings who just happen to once a year give out degrees. And I think that's a pretty interesting model. What I don't think it gets at is the particular power and importance of knowledge and of the universities in our economy. And I was never part of 3903, but I did take a graduate course up here a few years back with Engen Eisen, who you may all remember, who's unfortunately not on this campus anymore. But I remember him talking about the neoliberal arts. So we all know what the liberal arts are. We've lived with that sort of tradition for quite some time, but I think Engen was right to push us on what the neoliberal arts might be. And there was an article recently picking up on this idea of the sausage factory in Antipode by Winifred Curran and Ewan Haig. And I was hoping, the title was a particular brand of sausage factory, and what I was hoping they would do is actually really think through what is the knowledge part of our sausage factory, what kind of sausage do we make in the university. And they didn't. They were actually thinking through what their particular brand is at DePaul. And if some of you know, DePaul University has gone through the same kind of branding and marketing and neoliberalization that a lot of universities we know. But this article really points out something important, which is when they try and present neoliberalism and neoliberalization as something kind of depoliticizing or apolitical, DePaul provides a perfect example with the recent denial of tenure of Norman Finkelstein. And I mean the kind of complete politicization of anti-colonial struggles on that campus. So I think it's a really good example for us to think about. But I think one last thing I just wanted to mention, I teach a course that last year was 180 students. It's a first year introductory urban course. And actually I'm not even supposed to call them students anymore. At U of T we call them VIUs and FTEs, which stand for basic income units and full-time equivalents. Those are what we know now as students, BIUs. So my course has now gone from 180 to 280 in 1 year. Oh my God. I'll follow up. So in response to this BIU FTE language, a grad student that I work really closely with, who unfortunately isn't here because she's teaching in Wisconsin right now, named Amy Siciliano, we started writing a little puppet show called The Tragic Tale of the BIU, trying to return some humanity to these acronyms. Unfortunately, we never got it finished, and I'm hoping that you guys have you win your strike before we get this puppet show finished. So I'm going to end it off there. We're going to sing a song with Patricia Wood from Geography. Hopefully it'll be a song that'll make you laugh. There's some pretty good lyrics in there. And join in once you get the rhythm if you can. So we'll wait for Trisha on guitar. Woo! Woo!